guest up in here literally right now. Y'all make sure to hop in those requests if you do think that. What's going on, Don? How we doing?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Doing all right. Do you think that women need men to lead them?
1000%.
Yo, Parker, thank you so much for the raid, man. All right, Don. So why do you think this?
Hold on. Do you have a position on this topic or no?
I do
Or
not
you
think
just
that
do?
women require necessarily need men to lead them. But Parker, man, Parker, thank you so much for that raid. I really appreciate you. I love coming in from Parker, welcoming everyone from Parker's stream. Thank you so much for being here. So why do you think that women like necessarily need men to lead them?
Okay. Well, first, let me ask you. Why do you think that they don't? I'm confused.
Yeah, because there's going to be like no necessary attributes that men possess that women don't that would cause them to be the necessary leaders. So now why do you think
Like,
that they do?
give me an example
Bro, no,
because
no, no, Don, tell me why you think women require necessary male leadership, or I'm just going to move on to the next guest.
got
Also,
you.
Parker, thank you so much for that raid, man. I really appreciate you. Everyone coming in from Parker's stream, I appreciate you so much for being here. Welcoming everyone. Let's try to hit 50,000 likes. So, anyways, Don, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, tap that like button. Why do women need men to lead them? It's because it's very simple. Men are the most dominant sex, right? So
Georgia,
if you
thank you so much for the Henry the Hedgehog. I really appreciate it.
smash that like button. If you are the most dominant sex by default, you have to be protected by other men, by men to be protected from other men. So, as well as most women don't have the capacity to change their environment to their will. So, if you are a man, we pretty much built this world that we live in today.
Okay, so you
So,
think
how
that like because like men are going to be better at protecting because of their physical strength than women, this is why like men are the necessary leaders?
it's not just physical; it's also mental, it's also hormonal,
Wait,
it's
so
also a
who's the
lot of other
protector?
things.
The president or the bodyguards?
Who's the protector, the president or the bodyguards? Um, I would say the people, the military.
Nope, who's the protector? The president or the Secret Service?
It depends on what context you asking.
Nope, it doesn't.
Yes, it
Who
actually
is
does.
protecting who? Is the
If you're
president
talking about
protecting the Secret Service or is the Secret Service protecting the president?
in that scenario that you just gave, the Secret Service,
And who's the leader?
it depends on the scenario.
No, we're the president of the United States, otherwise known as the most like powerful individual in the
No,
entire free
no,
world,
this
is
is
going to
why
be the
you're
leader.
wrong. No,
Look, no,
no,
no, the
no,
Secret
no,
Service takes a
no,
bullet for
no,
the president, and somehow
no,
the president isn't the leader.
no.
Come
He
on,
is
let's be
not.
realistic here.
No, no. Let me tell you
Yeah, so
exactly
like
why
to
he's
die
not.
on this hill that like women require necessary like male leadership,
Don't
you're
move the
also gonna have to
goalposts. You're
die on the
moving
hill
the
that the president
goalposts.
isn't the
You're
leader. Come
moving
on.
the goalposts. You're moving the goalposts.
Nope, not
In
at
this
all.
situation, yes, you are. You're moving the goalposts. Let's stay on this
Nope, not
topic
at
for
all.
just a second.
It's a
If
logical analogy.
if you are in a situation where it requires immediate maneuvers, etc., you are not the president is not the leader in that situation. The bodyguards are because they tell you where to go, where not to go,
Right,
how
so
to
but
move.
overall who's the leader?
Oh my God, you're changing the goalposts.
No, no, no. You were making this context specific. The question that I'm asking isn't context specific. So the question I'm asking is overall, why do women necessarily require men to lead them?
Again,
And now,
going
like,
back to
no, 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 no. Now I'm asking you overall, who's the leader, the president or the bodyguards?
overall, who's the leader, the president, or the bodyguards in the scenario that you're trying to
Bro,
give? I
overall,
would
nope,
say,
not nope. All things considered, who's the leader?
all things considered, who's the leader? The president.
All things considered, who's the protector?
All things considered, who's the protector? The bodyguard.
So then, all things considered, why do women require men to lead them?
No, again, you're making a contextual situation very
There
general.
we go.
No,
There we go,
no,
baby.
that's not how. Here we
All
go.
right, man. All right, man. You could cry
It,
about it. So now let's move on. We're gonna take that point. We're gonna crumple it up into a ball and we're gonna throw it out the window because it was like
oh,
it was terrible. It was terrible. DJ, I really
oh,
appreciate those roses. So all things considered, why do men necessarily require? Sorry, why do women necessarily require men to lead them?
because if otherwise, there will not be problem solved. There will not be any environment of changes.
So men are the problem solvers?
Men are the problem solvers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you call violent crime a problem?
What I call violent crime a problem. It depends on the violent crime. Hello? Am I talking
Name
to
a
a
case
wall?
of violent crime that isn't a problem.
If someone breaks into your house non-violently and you violently, whatever words you want to use, return in force, I would say.
That's not a
How is that
violent
not?
crime.
Yes, it is. a manslaughter charge is a violent crime or self-defense is a violent crime just because we
No,
have a justice
self-defense
system
isn't a
set up.
violent crime.
Yes, it is.
Bro,
Because you still be
stop being fallacious. Answer my question. Overall, are violent crimes bad?
overall are violent crimes bad? I
Are
would
they
say
problems?
yes.
So, overall, violent crimes are problems, right?
Overall, violent crimes are problems.
So
Yes.
then, so you said, overall, men are the problem solvers, and then you said,
Mm-hmm.
overall, violent crimes are problems. Then why, overall, is vast majority of all violent crimes committed by men? It seems like they're not the problem solvers; they're the problem starters.
It seems that they're not the problem. So they're the problem. Okay. So the police force, the military, etc., are not actually problem solvers.
No, they are, but you
Majority.
don't have to be a man to be a police. You don't have to be a man to, be
Okay. I
police,
hope you don't.
you don't have to
I
be a
hope you
man to
don't
be in the
die on the hill.
military. You don't have to be a man to be
No,
these
no, no,
things.
no, no. I
This
hope
is
you
just
don't
like
die on the
societal.
hill.
Don't interrupt me. This is just like a societal norm that has been perpetuated that men should do these things.
Who's in general is the leader when it comes to military, when it comes to police force, etc. Who's
I,
majority?
I appreciate that lightning. Yeah, men.
Thank you. So men are the
Wait, no, no.
leaders of.
So are you saying like what's the cause of this though? Like what necessary attributes do men possess that women do not that cause the men to be the necessary leaders?
It's a lot of things. I would say mostly
Name them all.
physical.
Name them all.
Physical, physical.
Strength.
Um, huh?
Strength.
Strength. Yes. There you
All right.
go.
What else?
Strength. The capacity for danger. The capacity for violence. Yes. Oh, you want more?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Um, I would say anything. Men are much more aggressive. Men are much more dominant. Men are much
Okay. Sounds
more
good. Is
assertive.
this
Yeah.
sounds
There
good?
you go.
Right.
Yeah.
So the strength thing. So I don't think that physical strength is going to be indicative of like leadership ability. So who's going to be a better leader?
No,
Like
no, no.
me or
Pause, pause, pause.
Obama? No, no, Don. Listen. Who's going to be a better leader, me or Obama?
It depends on in what context. You got to
No,
give
we're
me
talking
context.
overall, man. We're talking overall.
No, there's no such thing as overall when it says
Yes,
leadership.
there is.
When you say
Who's
leader
going to
of
be
a
a better?
country, no, no, no.
Who's going to be a better leader, me or Obama?
You got to give me context.
Why haven't you asked for context on and like you didn't ask for context when I asked you this question? Why are you asking for context when I
I
asked you
actually
this question?
did when we first
Bro,
started. I asked
Don,
you.
what I'm trying to get at is like physical strength is not going to be indicative of leadership ability. Let's put this to the test. Who's the leader, the president or the bodyguards?
Oh
Overall.
my God.
You already answered the
They
president.
only-
Who's physically stronger, the bodyguards? Who's the leader, the coach of a football team are the players? Who's stronger,
This
the
is a false
players?
equivalency.
Who's the
This is a
leader,
false
the general
equivalency.
of the army are the foot soldiers? The general.
This is a
Who's
false
stronger, the foot
equivalency.
soldiers, right? And then also there's been a lot of good leaders that were not necessarily physically strong, right? Like look at Gandhi or like Martin Luther King Jr. or like other big prominent individuals that like are like not necessarily physically strong, right? And then like also like let's look at it this way, or like the most like physically strong individuals like that we have observed, such as like bodybuilders, Arnold Schwarzenegger, among many other names. Are those going to be like the best leaders? No. Why? Because leadership ability is not based off upon the circumference of your bicep. So, anyways, so now let's
I
talk
get
about the
that.
four other traits. You said capacity for violence, anger, and then what were the two other ones?
I didn't say anger. I did not say anger. But all right.
Capacity for violence, or what was the
Yes.
other capacity?
Capacity for violence, aggression. That's what I said. Dominance.
Capacity for violence and aggression. There's two. What were the other ones?
Dominance and something else. I forgot now.
Dominance. All right. So capacity for dominance, anger, and aggression. Or sorry, dominance,
did not say
violence, and
anger.
aggression. Yo, thank you so much for those boxing gloves. So who had a higher capacity for dominance, violence, and aggression? Hitler, or
Who?
Hitler,
Oh, you can't say that. Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
Hitler, or like who's your favorite president?
Don't really have one, but let's say Trump.
Trump. Who has a higher capacity for these things, Hitler or Trump?
I don't know. I don't know the physical.
No. Who is more violent, aggressive, and dominant, Hitler or Donald Trump?
I don't know their physical capabilities.
Bro, who
So I can't answer
unalived
that.
11.6 million individuals directly and indirectly unalived 85 million individuals by starting World War II? Hitler or Trump?
To answer that question specifically, Hitler.
Right? So Hitler is going to be more violent, aggressive, and dominant than Trump, right?
No, that's not.
Wait,
that's
no,
not.
how? Wait, how are you going to disagree with that? Violence and aggression. Unalived, 11.6 million individuals. because of like
This whole
irrational
debate, you're
prejudice held
making
against
false
them. Then like
equivalencies.
the dominance. He quite literally wanted to dominate the entire world. He wanted to be the world leader. Like the Aryan race was his go-to, and he wanted to be like the leader, the Ninth Reich, of course. So he is going to like have objectively possess higher levels of all three of these criteria than Donald Trump. But who is a better leader, Donald Trump or Hitler?
Well, by your definition, you prove your own point. Hitler would be a better leader.
No, this is wait. Are you saying that I gave the definition of a leader to be of these
No, no,
three
no, 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 no,
capacities?
no. I gave
Wait,
you no,
who
no,
gave
no.
that
I gave you the
definition?
three. No, no, no. I gave you the three. Yes, I'm
Right. So
saying
now,
that you
who's a better
proved
leader?
exactly
Hitler.
Hitler.
Wait, you're saying Hitler was a better leader than Donald Trump?
By definition, he has to be. If he
Wait,
is
so now,
able to,
so you really think that Hitler was a better leader than Donald Trump? This is absurd. This is
no, it's not.
absurdity.
What
I
you're
mean,
doing,
look.
what you,
So your definition's probably gonna be wrong if the conclusion of your definition is that Hitler was a better leader than Trump.
what's your definition of a leader?
Yeah, not that.
No, no,
Come
no,
on.
no, no, no. Don't run, don't run, don't run. What's the definition of a leader to you?
Yeah, so I think a leader could be defined in a lot of ways, right? And most of this
Okay,
is going to be
define
subjective.
them.
So like one's ability to empathize with others, connect with others around them, and like you know have like a higher level of general intelligence. Maybe like did well in academics. Like I don't know, like is a people person, knows how to talk, but at the same time knows how to make intelligent, rational decisions, irregardless of like the situational distress. Like I don't know, like I could go on and on and on. And what
That
I'm
sounds
saying
all
is that like
good, but
this isn't going to
what are
necessarily imply that men are going to be the leader of women, or women are going to be the
no,
leader
no,
of
no, no.
men.
Don't run
So
from
now,
it.
like
Don't
getting
run
back on
from it.
topic, I need
No,
you
no,
to
no, no,
like, I
no.
need you to
We are on
concede.
topic because
Wait,
what
no,
you're
no,
doing.
what? Don, listen to me, right?
No,
You quite literally
no.
said, like, your criteria for what constitutes a leader is going to mean that Hitler is going to be a better leader than Trump. Do you think that Hitler is a better leader than Trump? Yes or no?
It depends in what context.
Wow.
Yes,
Really?
but this is why I'm
So,
asking you.
so name
What's
a
your
context
definition
where
of a leader?
Hitler is a better leader.
Movement of people, obviously.
Right.
Results.
So you think that like because Hitler got results, 11.6 million results, he was a better leader.
Okay. Again, it falls back to my definition of your definition of what is a leader.
Right, but your
What are some
definition is going to
what are, no, no,
constitute
no.
the most
What are
violent.
some
No, no, your
tangible? What,
definition of a leader is going to constitute the most violent individuals that we've ever seen in society as being the leaders. Like, who is going to like possess like these three attributes more? Like Donald Trump or Jeffrey Dahmer?
I don't even know
Jeffrey
who Jeff.
Dahmer. He's more violent, bro. I appreciate that galaxy. So, are you also going to now say that Jeffrey Dahmer would be a better leader than Donald Trump?
So you can keep making false equivalencies.
No,
So
not at
you
all.
saying
No,
Jeffrey
no.
Dahmer?
Who's more
You are, you
violent?
are.
No, who's more violent, aggressive, and dominant? Donald Trump or Jeffrey Dahmer? Jeffrey Dahmer. Therefore, under your definition of a leader, he's going to be a better leader. Come on.
No, not necessarily
No,
true.
no. Oh my God. Really?
Again,
Really?
I'm
So,
being
so
contextual. Hold on,
wow.
no, 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 hold on. I'm being contextual.
My
on what
phone's my phone's about to die here, chat. I don't have a charger. If it does die.
charge that thing and make sure y'all smash that like button.
Someone should go
Double
into
tap.
if Sabrina's
Double
live,
tap.
someone should go into her chat and tell her that she should bring out the charger.
Hey, double tap this live. Double tap this live. We talking
So
right
anyway,
now.
so
All
under
right.
your definition of a leader, so is
Yeah.
Gandhi a good leader?
Was Gandhi a good leader? I would say yes because he
Why?
had
Why? He wasn't
influence.
violent to like any degree. He wasn't aggressive to any degree, and he wasn't dominant to any degree.
That's why I said capacity. These are indicators, not necessarily the exact definitions of the end all of what is a leader.
So why is this like arbitrary capacity for this thing that one may or may not possess in an actualized sense going to be deterministic of their leadership ability?
Thank you. Now you're asking the right questions. That's a very simple answer. Because in the right context,
Thank you.
if we're not to go ahead, yeah, he's doing that. Like the video, make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all smash that like button, smash that like button, let's smash that like button.
Bro, what?
Are you listening or you feel the fizzing? You good or
Got
no?
my charger.
Okay, gotcha. Can I continue?
Yeah, bro. I'm just trying to get you to realize that your definition of a leader is going to constitute like the worst individuals that we've seen in society as the leaders.
No, I even understand that. I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, then like, what
But
if we just assume that Gandhi truly didn't have the capacities for these things? Would he have still been a good leader?
I would say yes because he got results, and this is
Wait,
ultimately.
why? No, but your definition of a leader didn't include him.
No, no, no. My definition was I said multitude of things, but those were the majority. And you gave me a context, which was
Bro,
about
God, like
women.
I'm literally trying to get you to understand like what you're saying. You said violence, aggression, and dominance. So
No, no,
yeah,
no,
the
no. I'm
most
trying to get
violent,
you. No,
no,
no, no.
listen to me,
Hold
listen to me. The most violent, aggressive, and dominant individuals are going to be the individuals that should be locked up or sentenced to death, not leading. Like, come on.
No, no, no. I gave examples of the context that you gave, which was between men and women. In that context, those things matter. Now, in the context of a
Bro, no, not at
society,
all,
those things
bro.
less.
Not at all,
No, no,
because we're
no,
talking about
no.
leadership
Okay,
ability
no, no, no,
here.
no. Hold on, hold
We're
on. So
talking
if
about
hold on,
leadership ability, man.
let me ask you. So if there was five
So then
men
also,
and
so tell
five
me
women,
this. So you truly think like, okay, let's talk about the context of men and women. So like,
that's what the context you gave originally.
all right. So let's talk about this context. If you think it's so context specific, so if there's a husband and a wife, like the man must like necessarily lead the woman if he's violent, aggressive, and dominant.
Because how would he protect a woman if not?
Wait, how? Wait, protect or oppress, harm, and abuse, right?
Oh my
Because what we
God.
see is the
No,
most
no, hold
is
on,
the
hold on,
now
hold on,
listen,
hold
now
on.
listen, now I
Whoa,
need you to
whoa,
listen. Don't interrupt me, right?
whoa.
It's no, you asked me a question. Now listen, right? So what we see is like vast, overwhelming majority of domestic like violence and abuse being committed by men onto women, right? And the more
No,
like
that's false.
violent
That's false. Full
dominant,
stop.
no,
Stop,
now
stop,
listen, now
stop.
listen, now
False.
listen. Let me talk. The more violent, dominant, and aggressive a man is, the higher likelihood this man is going to have to do ill will, such as school schmootings, mass schmootings, like
Oh my
domestic
God.
violence, homicides, violent extremism, terrorism, child abuse, animal abuse, kidnapping, arson, gun-related crimes, road rage. There's all of these empirical data points are like majority, vast majority committed by men. Not to mention drunk driving, reckless driving, other risk-taking activities, right? Or I don't know, how about we go on to, like other facets, like gambling, another like irrational activity that is going to be like a secondary result of this like higher amplitude for risk-taking that is also going to be like interconnected with this tendency or capacity for aggression, violence, or dominance. One's assertion
Dean,
and an
Dean,
irrational belief, right? So it's like we could go through this all day. Grape, assault, like dude, like data points
Dean,
all day.
Dean, 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 you can look at your own chat. Let me explain to you. When I say aggression, dominance, I don't mean aggression and dominance towards their mate. I mean the capacity for aggression and dominance to society to be able to maneuver as well as protect. This is very simple, very simple. So, for
Okay.
example, if we did not live in a society and we did not have police, we did not have military, we did not have all these different things, you as a woman would need a man to protect you from men and the environment. Now, I do understand
It
what you're
would be
saying
better
that,
to have a man protect you. I don't see the implication of need. And yeah, let's look at
okay,
an
hold on,
example
hold
of
on, no,
this.
no, 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 no,
Take
no,
away,
Dave,
take
no,
away the
Jordan,
military,
Jordan,
take
no,
away
no,
the
no, no,
cops,
Dean,
take
no,
away
no,
all
no,
these
Dean,
things.
Dean,
Now
Dean,
listen,
Dean.
no, now listen. I let you
Oh
talk.
my
Now
God.
listen to me, right? Take away
I
all
wasn't
these
finished, but
things.
go ahead.
Take away all these things.
Okay.
Who's gonna be the leader? A queen or her royal male soldiers? Who's the leader?
Who's the leader? In what context?
A queen or a royal male soldiers? Any.
Dean, you have to give me context.
No, 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 no. We're talking about like a like I don't know what's the word? Like it's the authoritarian rule of the queen.
I get what you're trying to say, but it's a fallacy because
All things
women
considered.
cannot. No, no,
All
no, no,
things,
no.
bro.
Because
No, no, no.
no,
We are
there's no
literally
all things
talking in like
considered.
all things considered, right? So if you're gonna say that there's like specific contexts where like women necessarily need male leadership, that's fine. There's specific contexts where men necessarily need women leadership. And then also this idea of like necessary or need being like inferred from who is better, it's like weak at best. Also, Sabrina, thank you for that raid. I appreciate the raid.
Oh, of course. It's a mini mini, right?
Dean, let me
Thank
ask
you.
you a very simple question.
Sorry, go
If
ahead.
all men, if all men of that society that you just gave me said, "Hey, we are done with this woman being in control," what happens? If
Yeah,
majority of men,
what
not
would
all of
happen
them.
if all the women did it? The same thing, an overthrow. This
No, it
is like what we
wouldn't.
see
Come on,
time
no,
and
no,
time
no,
again.
no. Now you just no.
Yeah,
You're
this is gonna
trolling.
be no. What we see is when we see like a substantial populace of any state attempt to overthrow that state, they usually succeed regardless of their
No,
gender.
that's not true. That is not
No,
true.
it is
That is
true.
false by definition.
No, that
That's
is
false by
not true at all.
definition. It's
Bro.
always been men that revolutionized every single thing that happened.
Wait,
Even
really?
with
Who
yes,
revolutionized like women's suffrage? Like women's like like the suffragettes, like women's suffrage,
yes.
like revolutionized the 1920 like Equality and Voting Act.
Do you
Like
know
this
that
amendment to the
men actually
Constitution.
want? Hold on. Did you know that men actually voted for
Appreciate the
them to have
thanks,
rights?
Sabrina. Thank you.
That a lot of women actually didn't vote to have voting rights. Did you know that?
Yeah, in the same way that a lot of individuals who are kidnapped suffer from Stockholm syndrome and they don't want to go home.
You're moving the goalposts. You're changing
No,
topics.
not at all.
I'm trying
It's
to understand.
analogous. It's just saying that like this isn't going to justify or prove that women shouldn't have voted, or like this wasn't actually oppression. So now, like, now,
You're
Don, tell
moving.
me. You just said it's a fact that men revolutionize everything. Who
No, I didn't say everything. Stop
revolutionized
putting words in
women's
my mouth.
right to? No, you know, you did. You
No,
did.
no,
You
no.
said this word for word. Sabrina, thank you for all the ducks, bro. Stop sending. I could literally go over there and smack the phone out of your hand. She's sitting on my bed right now. Anyways, continue. Yo, Jace, thank you so much for the $20. I
If all
also,
men, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
yeah. So like, what I'm saying is like, the statement that men revolutionize everything is untrue.
If majority of going back to my original question, if majority of men decided I want to take this woman out of power, but majority of women decided I don't want to take this woman out of power, what happens?
Okay, so let's imagine this: 5 men
No, no, no,
versus
don't,
five
don't
women.
move, don't move the
Nope. No,
goalposts.
listen, dude. I'm just taking this idea and putting it in an analogy that's simpler for people to understand.
Okay.
5 women versus 5 men. Physical
hmm
combat. Who's gonna win? Men.
Majority of the time, yes, men.
Right. And this shows that like men are gonna be the necessary leaders.
This shows that in order to be a necessary leader, you need the capacity for violence. You need the capacity for
Right.
aggression. You need the
So now
capacity
take five
for
men. Now take 5 men and 5 gorillas. Put them in a room. Who's gonna win?
you
Thank you for
moving
the little
goalposts.
crowns.
But I
No,
could
no,
go
no,
down
no.
this. I could
No,
go
I'm
down
not
the road.
moving
We
your
good. Let's
goalposts. I'm
go.
just
Let's
using
go.
your
Let's
same
go.
logic.
I'm here. I'm
No,
here.
dude. I'm literally just using your same logic.
And I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
who's gonna win?
Gorillas, obviously.
Right? So if like out of like virtue of the fact that like 5 men, 500 men could like physically overpower or overthrow like 5 women, 500 women, and this inductively shows that women would therefore require their necessary leadership. Well, we could just use the same logic to therefore justify that
You can't
we
because
really should
men,
be under the necessary rule of gorillas. Because in the
women are
same
not
sense,
gorillas.
we take 5 or 500 gorillas and pair them up against 5 or 500 men, we're going to see the gorillas being physically dominant, right? In the same sense that this barbaric idea of physical strength and the assertion through these capacities for anger, violence, and dominance,
I
this
never
is
said
not going
anger.
to
Stop saying
justify.
anger.
Now listen. This is not going to justify leadership ability. And you've already conceded to this. You called Gandhi and MLK great leaders. They did not
No, I didn't say
possess.
great leaders.
They did
You
not
keep
possess
putting
like
words in my
these
mouth.
attributes at all. Like I mean, look at some of the most like humanitarian leaders that we've ever had here on Earth. They did not possess these traits, and it seems like quite obviously like prudentially clear to me that as society progresses, as we learn more things about us and the environment around us, that the best leaders that we are going to see are not going to be ones of violence and
You're a straw
dominance.
man this.
And
You're a
and,
straw
and
man
bro,
in
listen,
this.
you don't even know what a straw man is. Tell me how I'm straw manning. Define straw
You
man.
you're straw man this. If
Define
you
straw
I
man.
said
No,
I
literally
said
define straw man. Wait, no,
capacity. I'm
stop,
not
Don.
no
Define straw man.
no no no.
No, no,
You I
define straw
said the
man. We're
capacity. No
done.
no no
Done,
because
done,
you
done,
keep
done. No,
putting
no,
words in my
no,
mouth.
no. No, you keep making this claim. Define straw man.
Straw man is when you go about the argument using analogies and other things that don't actually fit what we're talking about. That's my definition.
Yeah,
So for you,
that's not what a straw man is. But even if we use this weird concept to define a straw man, like this also isn't true. You can't say that I'm being like logically like unanalogous, disanalogous. And if so, you have to point out where I'm being disanalogous. And like you
well,
can't like again, like we should try not to use like these barbaric tendencies, such as the capacities for violence, aggression, or dominance, to like justify who's gonna be the best leader. Why? Well, we looked at this empirically, where like individuals such as like Mussolini, Hitler, Stalin, or Mao Zedong Are they going to be the best leaders of all time because they're like going to exert the highest levels of these capacities out of all men? No. Okay, I'm gonna be off of here in about 5-10. Yeah, I'm ready to get off. Then anyways, so no, this is going to be untrue. What about on the opposite end? Are the most humanitarian leaders we've seen of all time, like MLK or Gandhi, going to be the worst leaders we've ever had because they exhibit the lowest levels of the capacities for these things? No, right?
Number one.
Then what about if we just isolate these things, right? The traits in of themselves. Are these like really with like deductive reasonability going to justify like a leader? Not at all. They're barbaric. We should have moved away from those thousands of years ago. And we should constantly be striving to move towards a society that is capable of rationalism and intellectualism and focuses on like the pragmatic fixes or solutions to problems and delves into our problems in a confluent, rational, and logical way instead of
Dean,
a
I'm about to shut your
dominant,
whole argument up.
angry, violent, like sadistic way.
I'm about to shut your whole argument up. How would that happen if the leaders did not want it to happen?
What?
How would that happen? This ideal word that you're talking about, how would that happen if the leaders do not want it to happen?
Overthrowing the leaders.
Thank you. What do you need for overthrowing?
What's up?
What do you need for overthrowing?
You need all those things.
Like?
Oh yeah, like all the traits that you named, right? So they're going to serve their purpose,
Yeah.
but they're just not going to necessitate leadership.
And I never said that they did. I said those are things that you have to be able to have the capacity for that. That's why I always use the word capacity. What?
So like yeah, like these traits can serve their purpose in senses, but they're not going to like necessitate leadership. So you didn't shut me up. Good try. And not to mention that if we're talking about theoretical implications of these things, what we need is like what we really need is to realize that like we do not have to consider the pragmatic approach to how to achieve an end goal to discuss if that end goal is what is best, right? So by you bringing up points of the pragmatic, like empirical approach to this goal, right, and then using this to refute the goal is like a bit redundant, right? And this is also isn't the only approach, right? So say like if my end goal is to like kill this societal ideal that like women require necessary male leadership, right? So this is my end goal. I think that like a woman is going to be just as good at leading as a man, right? So this is what I think. Okay,
False.
well see what I'm doing though. See what I'm doing right now by sitting here on TikTok Live, like discussing this with like a very pragmatic, logical approach and dismantling arguments such as the ones that you have given me. This is not going to be indicative of violence, aggression, or dominance. But what is going to be indicative is quality leadership skills that individuals should possess. Actually, I think I'd be a great leader.
That's false because this is your platform, so obviously you have dominance. This is your platform. Obviously, you've been talking over me the whole entire time. That's aggression. What are you talking about? The exact definition and analogy that you just gave displayed the qualities that I said that you need as a leader.
So you think I'm being violent, aggressive, and
I didn't. Oh my God!
Wait,
let
me get this straight, right? So now let me get this straight. Now let me get this straight. And what I'm also gonna be sitting here telling you is if like I meet the criteria for a leader, I'm going to say that a woman can meet the same criteria. Like what I am doing right now, talking to you, could be met by a woman. I'm not intrinsically going to be better at what I'm doing right now, sitting here on a TikTok Live discussing about this with you in front of a whole lot of people, because I pee out of a dick.
It's not about pee out of a dick. It's about hormones. It's about testosterone. It's about different things of that nature.
It is. It's those hormones and testosterone that cause men to commit like vast majority of all violent crimes, like school shootings, mass shootings, homicides, like animal abuse, child abuse, like child trafficking, arson, kidnapping.
I can't talk over you,
like
my boy.
road rage, domestic violence, like I don't know, like drunk driving, reckless driving, gambling, like right? This is what causes men to do that, and this is not going to be a positive of men in this context.
In this context, like I just said, men have 17 times the testosterone as women do. So it's not about just because you pee in a you piss out of your dick.
Yeah,
It's
so now
about
justify
hormones
to me why a higher level of testosterone is going to like justify you intrinsically being a better leader.
because of the three definitions I gave earlier, as well as other things that you did not let me finish on.
Yeah,
But
who's a better leader, Ronnie Coleman or Donald Trump?
oh, you keep having false analogies. But all right,
Not at all.
say the names again. Go ahead.
Ronnie Coleman or Donald Trump?
Ronnie, who's Ronnie Coleman? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time.
One of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. Now, what was your original question?
Who's a better leader, Ronnie
It
Coleman or
depends
Donald
on
Trump?
depends on the context. Depends on the context.
I
If
like
you're
it when
talking
you
about,
bring
you're
up.
talking
I
about
like
in
it
the
when you bring
gym,
up context when I ask you a question, but you don't bring up context when you make these statements.
no, I will, but you keep talking
No,
over
who's
me.
gonna be a better leader, all things considered, Ronnie Coleman or Donald Trump?
If you're talking about president probably of the United States, Donald Trump. If you're talking about in the gym and getting people motivated, etc., as in the masses, the one you just said, Ronnie Coleman, I guess his name is.
Right. So if you want to say that like individuals with higher levels of testosterone could like be better leaders, where like testosterone is going to like be an influential factor, such as the gym, then you could make that argument. But that's not what we're talking about.
The, you're right. That's not what we're talking about. But I'm saying the capacity. For example, if we lived
Bro,
in a
no, dude,
society,
chill. Like literal loop, like unironic loop. Like who's gonna be? No, you just said that's the capacity. Like the higher level of testosterone that you possess, the better of a leader you're gonna be. You agreed to this. You said yes, Dean.
that's
This is
not
the
what I
case.
said.
Bro, no, no. Unironically, this is exactly what you said. And then when I
No,
ask
it's
you a
not.
question comparing two individuals with drastically differing levels of testosterone, you say it's context specific. Bro, you're insufferable.
No, it's
No,
context
no, you did.
specific.
No, you did. Yo, chat, did he say that or not? Did he say that or not? Yes, he did say that. Yo, let
Chat.
me
Matter
know,
of fact,
chat.
chat. Hit the like button. Hit the like button and say
Yo, chat, did he say that?
W Dean or W Don.
Yep.
No,
Yes, he
I'm
did.
saying those. I'm
Yep.
saying those two.
Yep, he
Smash the
did say
like
that.
button.
Well, bro, honestly, like the fact is that so many individuals heard you say that, right? So now, if leadership ability is necessitated upon level of testosterone, who's going to be a better leader? Ronnie Coleman with a very high level of testosterone, or Donald Trump with a very low level of testosterone?
I'm seeing a split, but all right. Um, I'm not answering. Well, hold on.
Yeah,
When it
who's going
comes,
to be a better leader? Like Hitler with a very high level of testosterone, or
I don't know.
Gandhi
First of
with a
all,
very low
you're
level of
making false
testosterone?
assumptions. We're making false assumptions. We're making false assumptions.
No,
We
no, no,
don't
no.
know if
Like we
Hitler
no
had a better
we no we can infer
testosterone.
this. No, no, we could definitely infer this, right? So we look at empirics that like these like atrocities or actions that are generally taken by individuals, and then like we could correlate their level of testosterone to these actions, then deductively reason out that others who take these actions share like these commonalities, which we have justified reason to believe that Hitler probably had a higher level of testosterone. So stop jumping around the point. Who's going to be a better leader? Hitler with a very high level of testosterone, or Gandhi with a very low level of testosterone?
It depends on the
Yeah,
context.
so see, then it seems as if leadership ability is not purely necessitated off a level of testosterone.
I
Nice.
think. I
So
think we
sweet. So you
need.
just killed your own point by
No,
saying
no,
it's
no,
dependent
no,
upon the
no, no,
context.
Dean,
No,
no,
no, no,
Dean,
no, 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 no,
no,
Don.
no,
You
Dean,
just killed, bro, Don. You just
no,
killed your
Dean.
own point by saying this. If it depends on the context, then it does not depend on level of testosterone. What does it depend on? Context or level of testosterone? Which one is it? You know what I mean? By the way, I got about 5 more minutes with you, then I gotta hop off.
Got you. So let's do 4 more minutes, and then the last 1 minute, I'll say invite you to my platform. We can have this discussion in a much more civilized manner. But going back to the original, what is the definition of a leader to you?
Bro, I
Is
literally already told you.
no, 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 no. Let me
Bro,
know.
stop, don't
I'm done.
interrupt me.
I'm done
Don't
with.
like, bro, how you gonna ask me a question then interrupt me, right?
No, I
So like
said
I
I'm
said, like,
sorry
bro,
because
stop
I'm
interrupting me.
changing it.
Stop interrupting me, right? Like, yeah, like, come on, right? Like,
Is
I'm
that
your
dominance
leader.
or is that
I'm
dominance?
your leader right
Oh,
now. I'm
is
your
that
leader right now.
dominance?
Like, look, so now
Oh,
I need you to listen to
okay.
me, right? So now listen to
Go
me,
ahead.
right, Don? So I think that like abilities or like qualities that will like generally be possessed by a good leader are going to be like all over the spectrum, right? So a couple of them, ability to empathize with individuals around them, be a people person, be able to talk to other people, be under to like understand and explain pragmatic, logical like solutions to problems, irregardless of emotions displayed by or from the problems or by the individual in of themselves when solving the problems, Like, we could move on to use of language as an effective, like, communicative tool to others. Like I don't know, like what are other positive attributes? Like being a good role model for those
I
who are
would say
like are
logic.
under their leadership, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like generally possessing
Mm-hmm.
like more healthy qualities as to like be a role model for these like things that will promote like a higher level of like happiness or non-suffering. I could literally go all day. Like intelligence, academic intelligence, those are also important, right? But
Okay. This is
this
why.
isn't necessarily going to be possessed by only men, or even at
This
the
is.
least be possessed at a higher degree by men.
This is why I said I'm
I know.
sorry
I mean,
because
you're
I'm.
gonna make your last point here. Make your last point.
Yeah, I am. I am. You're right. 100%. This is why I said I'm sorry because I'm trying to contextualize. Give me tangible things or results that a leader has. Is it the
I
amount
literally
of
just
people
told
they
you.
can influence? No, no, no. You
No,
didn't. You gave me
the amount
traits.
of people that are under
Give
one's
me.
influence does not constitute if that is a good or bad leader.
I'm not. I'm not. I didn't assume that. I'm asking that.
No.
What you say no to? What is going on? Are you listening? What are some results that a leader that you can quantize a leader?
Dude, I literally just told you.
You
Like
gave
good
me
traits that
traits.
we
You didn't
expect to
give me
see in a
results.
leader, yeah.
You gave me traits. You didn't give me results. What are some results that a leader does that defines a leader?
Oh
Is it
yeah,
the
yeah.
amount of people
Promotes
that
like a higher level of like happiness compared to suffering and those who are there leading
and so your definition, I want to be clear,
in an ethical
is
manner.
okay. Thank you. Your definition, I want to be clear, is the amount of people they can make happy.
No. The happiness seen in the individuals who they affect.
The happiness seen in the individuals they
Yeah.
affect.
So it doesn't matter. Someone's going to be a good leader if like they affect one person but promote like a very high level of happiness within them and a very low level
Mm-hmm.
of suffering. And
Mm-hmm.
someone's going to be a good leader if they affect 1 billion people and see and like promote a high level of happiness within the 1 billion people compared to like a high level of suffering.
And then that will be a good leader to you.
Yeah, in an ethical manner, of course.
Okay. So if no one got behind them and they've tried to do that same exact thing, how could they do that same exact thing if they don't have any type of dominance, assertiveness, etc.?
Yeah, I'm confused what you're asking.
Okay. If you're a human and you don't have dominance, assertiveness, etc., how
Wait,
can you maneuver
wait, no,
the world?
you said like violence, aggression, and dominance. So now
I
you're
said the
changing it to
capacity.
dominance, assertion, etc. Now you're just
I
like
didn't say
literally changing
assertion.
your
I said
criteria. No, 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 you
assertiveness.
like unironically just changed your criteria. Well, Don, I appreciate you coming up here. I'm not super down for the semantics game. You know, if like you're just gonna like change your criteria like 3/4 into the debate, like that's unruly. Cause yeah, so women are gonna be able to possess that. Anyways, y'all. Uh, anyways, y'all. I know that I've only been live for a little bit, y'all, but unfortunately, like I am on vacation right now. I'm out in NY with a very special person, and I've been trying to keep my lives a little bit shorter just because of like where I'm at and kind of what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and end here. I really appreciate everyone for kind of popping up and enjoying the debates tonight. It was a bit of a slower stream tonight. Hopefully things will be better tomorrow. I may not do a live tomorrow. Just enjoy my last day out here, but I'll definitely be back Monday. Make sure you hit that follow button if you enjoyed the debates tonight. Also make sure to join my Discord. The link's going to be in my bio. I appreciate y'all for all the gifts. I love you all, and yeah. I'll see y'all. Bye.